How do you make or find your textures? See, the most simple way is that you can go to Google and search CC0 textures, and you'll find a bunch of websites that provides you with free textures and materials that you can use. But at the end of the day, always make sure to read the license before you just go ahead and strip these and use them in a commercial project, right? So another way is, of course, you can just flat out draw your own textures. This is something that I sometimes do. Or you could go ahead and take pictures of stuff outside. You could take this into Photoshop and turn this into a texture. And that's actually the main way I've been getting textures for this project, is literally by finding pictures and cropping them in Photoshop. Sometimes it's for stuff that I see outside. Another thing here, you can Google CC0 images and you can find public domain images. Let's just search out something like tree. You can see that I get a bunch of images of a tree here. Like this one is a pretty simple one. So let's just view the image here, copy this, open Photoshop. We're just gonna paste this in here. Now this image is obviously not fit for a game right now. It's not tiling at all. So that's what we want to do now. We're gonna make a new file here and let's make this like 512 by 512. You can see here. Now it still doesn't tile, but we can do a little bit of stuff to make that possible. So I'm gonna turn on pattern preview here. And I'm just gonna drag this over again so we have a duplicate of it. I'm just gonna try and align it a place where like the pattern is the nicest looking here. So maybe something aligned here. We're still far from the gold, but we're getting there. The next thing, we can go up and take the healing brush here, and sometimes I like to just sort of like fill out the seams a little bit here. You can go in and do a little bit of, you know, quick fixing here by removing some of those like very repetitive patterns that you see. So what I like to do is zoom out a little bit and just see what is like really repetitive and what can I sort of like hopefully ease out a little bit by removing that repetitiveness a little bit. This is getting somewhere. And let's make this like 64 by 64. Yeah, so let's save this. Lastly, let's just try and quickly drop that texture onto something. That's sort of like the general process of making a retro looking texture and model. And again, I want to emphasize, I know there's a million ways you can go about it. I'm just kind of running through my general process here. Either way, I hope you learned something.